Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to something that I found that I'm actually kind of excited about. This is a game that I discovered when I was looking through Minesweeper stuff on Steam, because I absolutely love Minesweeper. Little fun fact about me. And I've found that lately, instead of playing any of the bajillion and one games on my computer, I just Google Minesweeper and play that little thing that pops up. So this game, I don't know if I already said it, is called Delete. And, seems pretty straightforward so far. We left click to mark that they're, we get rid of them. We right click if they're bombs. I mean, it's Minesweeper, right? If you don't know how to play Minesweeper, I'm sorry. But basically, that would have been a good example for you. Basically, how Minesweeper works is, the number here indicates how many bombs are touching it. So this one, there's 0 touching it, so we can get rid of everything here because we know none of these are bombs. However, here, there's 2 touching it. This is a pretty straightforward example, and I like this game actually counts down when you've checked off the bombs. The first few levels are going to be super simple, which is actually a good introduction, but like I said, if there's a 0, typically you don't have a 0 per se in Minesweeper. It'll just be nothing. This isn't exactly how it would work in most scenarios, but it's a little different, and I like it. It's got different shapes, and from what I saw on this page, there's this. So it counts for all of the faces that are touching this. Yeah, no, I see. Oh, I can right click on it and see. So I can see which faces. Oh, shoot. I was trying to okay, I think one of our things when I was trying to right click if I could see my example, so I can see which faces are touching what. There's nothing touching this, which I think that face isn't. Interesting. And then there's 2 here, which means that there's 1 touching that one, but it can't be this. That's the reason why I don't like when the 2s go away, because we can see that this one was 2, so if there was 1 here, it would become 3. And that... I'm confused. Why is that a... Oh, okay, this is tricky. I wish the numbers would stay the same, because evidently that was at one point a 2. It shows you how many are currently left. Okay. That's going to trip me up a little bit. I wish the numbers would remain, but, as is life, I guess. So there's none here, here, or here. There is 1 there, which means there's none on any of these. Or this. If that's 4, it's going to be like that. And that's going to be like that, and like that, and that. So yeah, it's basically just Minesweeper. But you guys, if you caught my last episode, you would know that I have started watching My Hero Academia again. If you've seen it, I have a sincere question. I've been thinking about this. Okay, hold on. Actually, wait, we have to focus up. This is touching these 2. This is touching these 3, right? And this is touching these 4. And, okay, this is touching these 2, so we know it's like that. And we know that this one's touching 0 more, so it's not that one. Oops, didn't mean to click that. We got lucky. That's got to be there, which means that and that. Anyways, so in this show, if you've seen it, if you're familiar, you will know that there are... How is this not touching? You will know that there are people whose powers basically just make them look like something else, if what I'm saying checks out there. Like, for example, one of the main dudes, I think it's called Heteromorph. One of the main dudes just has extra arms, right? And there's kind of this implication that quirks like Eraser from Eraserhead can't get rid of his power because it's just how he looks. Right? You following me so far? But then there was part of an episode recently where he almost implies there's one guy who's just got a tail. There was an episode recently... Hold on, this one's kind of tricky. So we know that this one is touching... Actually, I don't know. So it's not this one. It's neither of these. I don't know why it was neither of these. I'm not sure what was being implied there. Is it because this one, the only one that's connected to it is right there? Not... Oh my gosh, we gotta start over. But this, these people who they can't erase their power, right, because it's part of them. This one guy's just got a tail. And Eraserhead's talking about how quirks are erased in regards to those bullets that erase them, right? And he almost implies that he could take the tail guy's power away. He, like, shows a little animatic, and I'll put that up on the screen, where he's basically like, oh, well, I don't permanently erase quirks, so blah, 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 and also, I just deactivate them, and the guy's tail goes limp. And it kind of made me start to think here, because you're given this narrative that, quirks that make you, like, a mutant something or other, right? That basically, what am I trying to say here, guys? You're given this narrative that the quirks that make you a mutant something or other are permanent in some regard, right? But, so he has a tail always, but his quirk lets him control the tail. So if you were to... Guys, I'm not getting this one, by the way. If you were to take away his ability, he would still have the tail because you can't get rid of that. But you can take away... Like, the muscles are also something that's a part of him, right? You can't take away the muscles, can you? See, like, I don't understand. I don't understand how you can take that away from him. I feel like every single part of that tail should be untakeawayable. I feel like I'm just rambling also, but that's kind of the fun part. Especially with a game like this, where I'm like, hey, what on earth is going on? So we decided that these ones are okay, and this one is not, and this one is, and for whatever reason, this one isn't. So now, what are we left to assume here? This one, I guess, is technically only touching... Okay, we can click on one and see which faces it's touching. But I just don't see what this gives us. Okay. So it can't be that one, right? Because these ones, it has to be one of these two. And because this one is touching all of these, it's got to be that one. Okay, that was figure-outable. I think I was just taking it too quickly. Because I really... Like I said, you guys, I don't understand this freaking tail thing. How can you take away the tail, but not really the tail? Interesting. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So there's 8 here. It has to be at least these. Oh. So it's got to be these ones. And only one of those? Am I correct here? Is that I'm correct in that thinking, I believe. But how does that help us here? I don't know that was, you know, I had to take a guess. And that is something that happens in Minesweeper, mind you. Like, sometimes you just have to take a guess. But I don't love that was the case. So we know that it's none of these 3. We know that is one. Like, okay, right here. We know that this one isn't. Because these guys are both asking for it. This one isn't either. This one must be. So then, these two aren't. Okay. You know, it is doable. I think I'm just... I do also really like this, by the way. It was super simple. It was like $2. You know, that's why I picked it up. Because I was like, Minesweeper, also only $2. Fantastic. And I like the application of putting Minesweeper into this 3D space. I think it works really well. So these two both want this one. This one can only be 2 of these, which means... Okay. There's definitely something that you could probably garner from this. I'm just gonna do something stupid like that. Oh, I'm just taking guesses to speed this up, because mind you, like, I probably could figure these out. But, that's the only one there. So there's not one here. This one... Okay, so this one's calling for right here. This one's also calling... So I think this one... I was wrong. Evidently, the overlap does not matter there. So this one isn't, this one isn't, this one is not. And it's right there. Yeah, as long as we didn't fail. I'm willing to take a few L's. And sometimes because you have these... I mean, they might give you... Because typically in Minesweeper, if you find a mine, you lose. Oh. Oh my gosh, guys. That's... Is it the case that no matter where I move this, it would update if there were more mines by it? Hey, that's fantastic. But typically in Minesweeper, you only have 1 life. So I think the fact that they do give you 2 means that there might be some instances in which that is, you know, necessary. Let's see here. So this one's not. This one... Let's do something like this and see if we get any updates. Okay, so now there's not one touching it. So this one must be? Yes, because now once this stops touching it, it becomes 0. And because these are 0, we know that this one isn't, this one is not. So one of those is one of those. So it's going to be one of these two. I don't believe it's this one. I was wrong. It's going to do a split. That's my bad, guys. That is absolutely my bad. So I think one of my questions I have for you guys is, other than the tail thing, guys, I haven't forgotten the tail thing. I know I just kind of said it, but like, if you have a tail and it's like meat, and that's the mutant part, and then you got the muscle inside that lets you control it, and that's also meat, is it like, okay, I understand maybe a brain doesn't understand how to control a tail, so maybe the brain's ability to control another limb can be taken away by taking away your quirk, but like, it's his tail, and I thought you said you couldn't take those away, so why would... Anyways. Other than that, I guess what I'm wondering is, do you guys enjoy Minesweeper? Me and my friends used to play the crap out of this, especially when we were in school and supposed to not be doing that. We'd be like, oh, heck yeah. Oh, this must be one. Look at this, because this was 0 when it wasn't touching it. Okay, and then that one's gone, and this one has to be that. I'm actually sincerely enjoying this. Now, can we get any other giveaways if we maybe switch these betweenst? Okay. Our 0s turn into a 1 as soon as they're touching this one. There we go. And now this is 0. We know that much. So this must also be 0. This must be 0. These have to be it, which means that this one is not, which means that this one is. Applause. What a beautiful solution. I love the movement. I was not expecting this to have so many layers. I actually don't even know how many levels there are. I'm just going to keep playing until I'm like, heck yeah. Hey, what? Does that mean there's 0 in that column? There's 1. Oh, okay. Wow, that's interesting. So if there's 1 on both of these, then it's got to be that one, right? Oh, and there's 1 on either of these. So when I got rid of that one. Interesting. So there's not 1 touching these two. There's not 1 touching these two. There's not 1 here. There's also not 1 here. There's 1 there. There's not 1 there or there. Now we know there's not 1 there or there or there. That one is 1. Wow, this one's good. I like this. There's 1 there. Because you can use the same rules you had before as well. I mean, that's obvious, right? But you can play normal Minesweeper alongside now these other new rules that they've added. That's interesting. That is sincerely interesting. It's actually, I feel like, getting easier to go. Like, initially, I was thinking, hey, this is a little bit much. But now I actively think this is getting easier. Okay, what can we figure here? So, it's gonna have to be 1 and 1. For sure. Okay, so it's this one and also this one then. I don't know if there was necessarily an easy way to figure that one out, other than the brute force approach, you know, but I mean, it worked. So I can't really complain. I'm going to, but I probably shouldn't. 2 of these. So it could be this one. I think it's definitely this one. It's not. Is it definitely that one? Might be. This, oh, I see. So this is not taking into account, obviously, these ones, because they're on that 3rd dimension. Okay, we've got 5 within which we can choose 4. If it's these 2, it's not those 2. Oh, we start over. I made such a rash decision, and you know what's also funny is I don't remember what these were. Was it this one? And then it was this one? Oh, that probably could have gone even worse for me, honestly. It was this one, and now I am once again at a loss. Did I block off these 2? Okay, so it's not... This one's got 2, so it's that one. And now we know that it's one of these 2, which it must be this one. Right? Must it? Yeah. Yeah, oh, it's all 4 of these. I'm so in the mindset of 4 total. I don't know why my brain just can't get over that, but, you know, I guess that's how it be. So these 2, and then get rid of those. Okay. Yet another level down. I'm very proud of us. I don't know if Minesweeper is a solved game where you can technically figure everything out, but I swear there was always a guess. Drives me nuts. Okay. Sure. I don't think it's... If these ones are asking for these 4, and they're asking for these 4, and it could be these 2, I think the ones that are special to this... Okay, I was going to say, I thought the ones that were special to this would get counted out. Not necessarily true, I guess. But, you know, it was close enough, at least. It got us where we needed to be, so I'm happy with that thought, at least. I think it could have been worse. So, there's none in either of these, which is good. Which means that this is that, which means that this is going to be that. Oh. I was thinking, I knew that was a 1. I didn't look after I had clicked it. Right here. Okay, how could I possibly... I bet maybe over there I can math out that this is not just a choice. Okay. So up here, how do I decide... I was going to say, I don't know how I would have managed that not being a choice. I feel like it just had to be a choice either way. This was like that, was it? And this was that one? Okay. And this was like that, and it's that one? Okay, okay. And like that. I'm just trying to get back to where we were, because obviously I goofed us. So... We've got 4 here, so is it that it's these 4 and that one? My brain wants to say that's a bomb. Okay, we got very lucky, because that was not necessarily a given. We are not given too much more information here. We do know that it has to be... So are two of them are these ones, right? Because one of them is one of these 2. And now we know that much, at least. So that was super helpful. Wow, that knocked a lot out. And we can do that. Okay. Which means that this is it. I knew that this was going to give us that pointer. The game doesn't necessarily screw you, which even just that alone makes me think that that could have been brained out. You know what I'm saying? Just the fact that it absolutely gave us that knowledge just makes me have faith that that was figure-outable. Okay. So there's absolutely one of these 3. Okay. And there's absolutely one in one of these. So that means that this is one... Okay. So this is one of them? Okay, I was going to say one of these 2 faces, because the bomb cannot be on either of these. So it's got to be one that touches all of these. So it's this one, right? Yes. Okay. Now... We've got 3 there, 1. So it's not this one, because these 2, it has to be one of these 3 for them to agree. There's 2, so these are, which means that now that's okay. There's only 1 here, so it's this one. It is interesting that, like, the rule for this applies to only this. It does not go up the wall. It's not like a column. It is a plane, per se. Which is good to know. Obviously, these ones can cross over the planes, but the other ones cannot. So there's 1 in this, which means it could be this. Like, this does not give us enough. There's 2 here, and there's 1. So that's going to take... I don't think it can be this one. Yes, because... And I don't know if that was a sound judgment, but because these 2 disagree, you know, my brain says that it had to be one of those 2. Which means that it's got to be these 2. So that one goes away. That it has got to be those ones. And now this one does not give us much to go off of. That was completely luck. I told myself I would make that lucky guess, and I did it. I'm so glad that we're not out of... It was both. I did not take into account the fact that it could possibly be both. Okay. Here's these 2, so it's not that one. Wow, they're really robbing us of information here. Because we don't have anything... Maybe that was a given, right? That there was nothing not pointing at those 2. Because it's one of these 2, it can't be these. Huh. Oh. Hold on, I'm going to get back to where I was. Just hold on a second. Okay. This one I have been brute forcing the crap out of. We are not one try away from the last time I saw you guys, by the way. I've been trying my best to brute force this, and I'm at the point where it's like, I don't honestly remember. Please, 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 please. At long last. That was kind of getting to the point. I can't wait to see the comments on this one telling me like, oh, dude, you missed when the 1 turned into a 0, when the 0-3, the bomb missed. You missed it. It's going to be completely incomprehensible. Now, this is what I like to see. Oh, there's multiple steps of movement and everything. Okay. This is not a bomb, right? Because this one... Okay, so what moved into range? This is a bomb. Love to see it. Love to see it. I see this is like... This is a bomb, because once this moves into range, we can use these bombs as like sonar type. God, I love it. So because this isn't changing, neither of these are. Irrespective of this, only like these 3 must be. Now this one, this doesn't change when this one goes away, so that cannot be. Okay. It can't be this one, meaning it's got to be one. It's the yeah. Okay, cool. So we're done using that bomb detector. Oh, this is a bomb, right? Because that clicks up. That is awesome. Is that touching? Okay, that is touching. I don't think this can be. Love to see that. These 2 are. See, like, I'm able to figure some of these out, but I feel like these are the more obvious ones, right? I'm not necessarily proud of my deduction when it comes to these. Can we get that to tick up? Okay. This one is one. This one is not. Okay, this... I did not see this 0 down here, but this is not one. Because any of these 3 can be it, that means that I think only one of these could be one, so I'm comfortable doing this. Okay, we did lose a life, but I think it was a pretty sound deduction. So currently, if this ticks up, we know that's a bomb. It is not. Cool, and that gives us this much to go off of. Now, we know that that one is also not, because when it leaves, it doesn't change anything. These 2 are... Oh, okay. My bad. I forgot to take into account that these ones could both see this. I don't think it's over yet, but that was kind of a fluke. Okay. We didn't lose. We almost lost. I sincerely, actually, am really enjoying this. This one's good. This is, I'm not gonna, I don't need to keep saying it, but, oh my. I don't know what I was thinking. I can't justify it. Yay! Level done. Ladies and gentlemen, we've done it. We beat the level. On to the next. There's a surprising, there's a lot of levels here. So I don't know what this is saying. I guess, oh, we're getting into corners. Oh, gosh. Not the corners. Okay. So I know that that's one. So only one of these corners is. So does that mean that the directions aren't? Like, is that... It can't be any of these because it's got to be one of those 2. And it can't be... Okay. Well, not necessarily can't, but that gave away those options for us at least. It's got to be one of those 2, so can it not be that? I don't know. I don't know if that's necessarily indicative there, that one's tricky. Like, I guess that didn't mean to do that. So I guess we got lucky in that sense. Okay, so it's got to be now that angle there, which means we can get rid of a few here. We can get rid of that one, which gets rid of this one, which gets rid of this one. We can get rid of that. That one I'm not too happy about. I don't think I got there the way I was supposed to. Some of these, they definitely click with me. I'm not the best puzzler in the world, but I think I'm at least a little decent Minesweeper. again, as far as my knowledge goes, though, you always eventually have to guess. Okay. So these 3 are, and the other 3 are, some of these, which means that these can't be. Which means, I think this one has to be? No. Interesting. Okay. I guess if that's going to be, that's how it is. I see that's how it is. It's okay. I'm fine. I'm not upset about it or anything. So, okay. Could be these ones and completely, like, it just does not matter for this one, right? And then it's there. Guys, what? We got lucky. I was like, I'm just going to take the leap of faith here and hope that I get the right one. So, I don't think this... I was going to say something there, but clearly it didn't matter, right? So let's just pretend I didn't even try to say anything. This one can't be it. So it's got to be one of those 2. But it cannot be both. So this one is a bomb? Okay, I was going to say that one has to be. Because the toss-up is between these 2. That one is. So this one's not. That one's not. Only one of these corners can be. Which is good to know. Doesn't give me too much to go off of. Because it's got to be one of these 2, these ones cannot be bombs. None of these corners can be bombs. I like that. There's the 4 right there, which is good. There's that one. And that, like that, works out. So this one is a bomb, which means neither of these are. I think me saying bomb so much is going to get me flagged. Hope so. So, now we know that 3, at least one of these 2 has to be it, so it can't be this. Which was, that was alright, I guess. This has to be a bomb. Cool. Which means that this one has to be it, so this one can't be it, that one can't, and that cannot. Okay, see, now I feel bad about, I feel good about myself again. There's a lot of ups and downs with delete. I'm not sure, again, I don't know, can I see how many levels there are? Wow. We're not even fucking close. Okay, I'll do one more level, you guys. I will do one more level, and then, oops. Hold on, let me just lose on purpose. I'll do one more level here, and then I think we're gonna have to call it quits, because now that I look at it, we're not gonna finish this. That's not, that should not be considered a possibility in any regards. And that's okay. I'm okay with that. What the Sigma? Did I just say that? What the fuck did I say that? Huh. Okay, that was lucky. So these 2 are, which means this one is not, and this one also is not. I feel like near the start of the game, I would not have considered these 2 as touching. And maybe that was my downfall, but I don't know. When I first was doing those easy levels, I didn't take that into account, and I guess I just got lucky, right? Hit. I don't feel good about myself when I get those lucky picks. These 2, which means this one's not. This one is not. Because it has to be... So these 2 are, and it's one of these, but it can't be this one. Okay. That's the big brain stuff I'm looking for. If you're not getting what I'm saying in any of these instances, I don't blame you. Sometimes I'm not exactly getting it. But and it could be if you don't grasp Minesweeper very well, not the video for you, not the game for you. It's just nothing here is for you. So, because it has to be 2 of these, it's got to be one of these 2, and it's got to be one of these 2. That does not give us much, but it can't be this. Of course it can. Of course it can be that. Which means that, oh, my brain wants to say no? Okay. Because it's got to be one of these ones, right? That's that one. Oh, that actually wasn't a given. I just got lucky. And there we go. So, you know what, you guys? You leave this video with a little bit something to think about. Am I good at Minesweeper? Is a tail a quirk? How do you take the tail's power away? Because the muscle and the fat are it's part of your body, and you can control the muscle. So if you had strong arms and you took the quirk away, would you just become weak? And it's you can't really. Would you be able to play this game? Do you think you could do better? Do you think you would do worse? Did any of this make any sense to you? I don't know. Leave a like, comment, subscribe, notification bell. check out my Discord and my Instagram and follow me on Twitch if you're keen. That stuff's all down below in the description. And I hope to see you guys making fun of me in the comments because, you know, typically, that's why this game's not for me, I think. It's because typically...